राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः नमो नमः सुप्रभातम्। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। सर्वेभ्यः हार्दं स्वागतं व्याहरामि। अद्य पंचतंत्र कथामुखम् इति पाठं प्रविशामः। अस्माकं पुस्तके त्रयोदशः पाठः। सर्वेपि पंचतंत्र कथाः इति विख्यातः एव विषयः। तस्य विषये अथवा ताः कथाः सर्वेपि बाल्ये वयसि अथवा अधुनापि श्रुतवन्तः। उत्तमरीत्या जीवनमौल्यानि दर्शयन्ति एताः कथाः। कथं पंचतंत्रं तत्र लोके प्रसिद्धं जातम् इति अस्मिन् पाठे द्रष्टुं शक्यते। कथम् अस्य आरम्भः अभवत् इत्यपि ज्ञातुं शक्यते। कः पंचतंत्रकथायाः अथवा पंचतंत्रस्य रचयिता इत्यपि अस्मिन् पाठे किञ्चित् ज्ञातुं शक्यते। पंच इत्युक्ते पंच संख्याकाः तंत्राणि सन्ति। स्ट्राटेजीस्, 5 strategies which are employed in these stories. पंच तंत्राणि कथासु द्रष्टुं शक्यते। अतः एव अस्य नाम पंचतंत्रम् इति जातम्। कानि तानि इत्यादि अस्मिन् पाठे पठामः। प्रथमं तत्र एकः श्लोकः वर्तते, तस्य अभ्यासं कुर्मः। I request one of the students to raise your hand and please repeat after me. Astu, Vijay Kumar Mohodaya, you can repeat after me. मनवे वाचस्पतये
मनवे वाचस्पतये
शुक्राय पराशराय ससुताय
शुक्राय पराशराय ससुताय
चाणक्याय च विदुषे
चाणक्याय च विदुषे
नमोस्तु नयशास्त्रकर्तृभ्यः।
नमोस्तु नयशास्त्रकर्तृभ्यः।
धन्यवादाः। Well recited.
धन्यवाद महोदय।
अयं श्लोकः मङ्गलार्थं दत्तः वर्तते अस्मिन् पाठे. Here we are bowing down to all the great rishis and propagators of the Niti Shastra, Naya Shastra Kartrabhyah, Namostu. By this, we just bow down to all the great scholars, rishis, etc., who have contributed in the field of Niti Shastra. Let us see the grammatical analysis of this quickly. The way we understand or study the shlokas are always in the 4-step model, which is the Padacheda, Anvaya, Padapadartha, and Bhavartha. We shall quickly go over that. Manave Vachaspataye, Shukraya, Parasharaya, Sasutaya, Chanakyaya, Cha Vidushe, Namaha Astu. Atra Namaha Astu iti Ukaradeshu Visarga Sandhihi Tadanantaram Purarupa Sandhihi api bhavati. Naya Shastra Kartrabhyah evam तत्र पदच्छेदः भवति। सर्वमपि तत्र चतुर्थी विभक्तौ एव वर्तते, यतोहि नमः इति शब्दः यदा उपयुज्यते तदा तत्सम्बन्धं पदं चतुर्थीविभक्तौ भवत्येव। एवं मनवे इत्यनेन मनु येन मनुस्मृतिः लिखिता तेन इति मनवे तस्मै वाचस्पतये वाचस्पतिः इति अन्यः विद्वान् शुक्राचार्यः एवं पराशराय पराशरः व्यासस्य पिता एवं ससुताय इत्यनेन पराशरस्य सुताय इति एतादृशं भवति। तद् इदानीं पश्यामः। अन्वयेपि तादृशक्लेशः नास्ति, केवलं नमोऽस्तु इति अन्ते स्थापनीयम्। मनवे वाचस्पते शुक्राय ससुताय पराशराय विदुषे चाणक्याय च नयशास्त्रकर्तृभ्यः नमोऽस्तु नमः अस्तु। मनु नाम न्यायशास्त्रकाराय, the author of न्यायशास्त्र और मनुस्मृति इत्यपि वक्तुं शक्यते। वाचस्पति वागीशाय, the Brihaspati, the preceptor of the gods, शुक्राय शुक्राचार्याय, ससुताय नाम व्याससहिताय, सुताय ससुताय इत्यनेन सुतेन सह along with his son, पराशराय पराशरनाम्ने ऋषये। यतोहि पराशरस्मृतिः इत्यपि ग्रन्थः कश्चन उपलभ्यते, तदपि मनुस्मृतिवत् इति वक्तुं शक्यते। अतः तत्रापि न्यायनीतिसम्बद्धाः विषयाः प्रतिपादिताः। एवं विदुषे चाणक्याय, सर्वेपि वयं जानीमः चाणक्यस्य अर्थशास्त्रं जानीमः। पंडिताय कौटिल्य इति तस्य अपरं नाम। नयशास्त्रकर्तृभ्यः नीतिशास्त्ररचनाकारेभ्यः और नीतिशास्त्रज्ञाः इत्यपि वक्तुं शक्यते, तेभ्यः इति नमस्कारः अस्तु, अस्माकं नमस्काराः भवतु। नीतिशास्त्रकाराय मनवे एवं वागीशाय बृहस्पतये शुक्राचार्याय व्याससहिताय पराशराय ऋषये पंडिताय कौटिल्याय च नीतिशास्त्ररचनाकारेभ्यः नमस्कारः अस्तु। एतेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः अस्माकं नमस्कारः भवतु इति प्रथमश्लोकस्य तात्पर्यः अथवा भावार्थः। तदा नीतिशास्त्रम् इत्यनेन it is not just only one, it's not just moral niti ityanena, moral science or anything, but it also deals with a lot of other topics related to how the society has to be formed, related to the politics, related to the finances, etc. All these are a combination in any of the niti shastras. Even in Kautilya's Arthashastra, Kautilya touches upon various aspects of how the governance has to be done and so on. So let us see the Vyakaranamsha quickly. Manave ukarantah pullingah chaturthi vibhakti ekavachanam vachaspataye vachaspati iti ikarantah shabdah chaturthi vibhakti ekavachanam sarvatra chaturthi vibhakti tu samanyameva शुक्राय पराशराय ससुताय चाणक्याय सर्वत्र अकारantah पुल्लिङ्गः च नमः इति अव्ययम् विदुषे विदुषे इति सकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः विद्वस् शब्दः तत्र तस्य चतुर्थी विभक्तिः एकवचनम् अस्तु असभुवि इति धातोः परस्मैपदी लोट्लकार प्रथमपुरुष एकवचनम् नयशास्त्रकर्तृभ्यः नयशास्त्रस्य कर्ता नयशास्त्रकर्तृ इति शब्दः भवति ऋकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः शब्दः तस्य चतुर्थी विभक्तिः बहुवचनं पितृभ्यः वत् यथा पिता पितृशब्दः वर्तते तद्वत् ऋकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः चतुर्थी विभक्तिः बहुवचनम्। एवं तत्र श्लोकस्य मङ्गलाचरणं कृत्वा तदनन्तरं पाठस्य प्रवेशः एवं भवति। इदानीं पठामः। अस्ति दाक्षिणात्ये जनपदे महिलारोप्यं नाम नगरम्। तत्र सकलकलापारङ्गतोमरशक्तिर्नाम राजा बभूव। तस्य त्रयः पुत्राः परमदुर्मेधसो बहुशक्तिरुग्रशक्तिरनन्तशक्तिश्चेति बभूवुः। अथ राजा तान् शास्त्रविमुखान् आलोक्य सचिवानाहूय प्रोवाच, भोः ज्ञातमेतद्भवद्भिः यन्ममैते पुत्राः शास्त्रविमुखा विवेकरहिताश्च। इदानीं पश्यामः। अस्ति अस्ति इति अस्धातोः लट्लकार प्रथमपुरुष एकवचनम्। अस्ति किमस्ति? दाक्षिणात्ये जनपदे महिलारोप्यं नाम नगरम् अस्ति। एवमपि अन्तेपि योजयितुं शक्यते। तत्र अर्थस्य अवगमनार्थम् आरम्भे एव अस्ति इत्यनेन किञ्चिदस्ति किम् इति तत्र कुतूहलः अपि भवति। एवं रूपेणापि लेखितुं शक्यते। अस्ति दाक्षिणात्ये। दाक्षिणात्ये नाम दक्षिणदिशि दक्षिणप्रदेशे जनपदे प्रदेशे अथवा देशे। अत्र सप्तमी विभक्तिः एकवचनं। दाक्षिणात्ये एवं तथैव जनपदे इति सप्तमी विभक्तिः एकवचनं। महिलारोप्यं नाम नगरम्। नगरस्य नाम दक्षिणप्रदेशे वर्तमाननगरस्य नाम महिलारोप्यम् इति अस्ति। महिलारोप्यं नाम नगरम्। तत्र अस्मिन् नगरे सकलकलापारङ्गतः अमरशक्तिः नाम सकलकलापारङ्गतः शक्तिर्नाम अत्र उभयत्रापि विसर्गसन्धिः वर्तते। पारङ्गतः अमरशक्तिः नाम रेफादेशविसर्गसन्धिः अत्र। सकलकलापारङ्गतः पारङ्गतः इत्यनेन पारं गतः इति पारङ्गतः नाम one who has seen the boundary of certain thing, or one who has crossed all the prescribed learnings for one particular shastra or one particular kala. He is called parangata. Sakala kala parangatah itukte tatra chatushishti kalaha santi. There are 64 skills which are enumerated, and this person Amara Shakti, who was a king, Raja of Mahilaropya, had mastered all those art forms or all those skills, and hence Sakala Kala Parangatah Amara Shakti Nama Raja Babhuva. Babhuva is Asdhatoho अथवा Bhudhatoho लिट्लकार प्रथमपुरुषे एकवचनं परोक्षभूतः। तस्य तस्य इत्यनेन अमरशक्तेः इति अमरशक्तेः त्रयः पुत्राः आसन् बभूवुः। त्रयः पुत्राः बभूवुः। त्रयः त्रि पुत्राः। पुत्र इति पुल्लिङ्गशब्दः, अतः अत्र त्रयः इति शब्दः वर्तते। यदि स्त्रीलिङ्गे उपयुज्यते तर्हि अत्र तिस्रः इति स्यात्। एवं नपुंसकलिङ्गे त्रीणि इति भवति। केवलं तत्र संख्याविशेषः एवं भवति। त्रयः पुत्राः। कीदृशाः पुत्राः इति प्रश्ने कृते परमदुर्मेधसः। परमदुर्मेधसः इत्यनेन बहु मूढाः इत्यपि वक्तुं शक्यते। मन्दबुद्धयः इत्यपि वक्तुं शक्यते। मन्दबुद्धयः इत्यनेन ते यत्किमपि वा पाठितम् अथवा शास्त्रविषयं ते ज्ञातुम् असमर्थाः। पुत्राः परमदुर्मेधसः। अत्रापि उकारादेशविसर्गसन्धिः। तेषां नामानि इदानीम् उच्यन्ते। बहुशक्तिः, उग्रशक्तिः, अनन्तशक्तिः च इति। सर्वत्र विसर्गसन्धिः एव। रेफादेशविसर्गसन्धिः अनन्तरम् अत्र सकारादेशविसर्गसन्धिः। एवं ते त्रयः पुत्राः अमरशक्तेः बभूवुः। बभूवुः बहुवचनं, लिट्लकार प्रथमपुरुष बहुवचनम्। अथ राजा किं करिष्यति पश्यामः। अथ राजा तान् राजा इति नकारान्तः शब्दः, अतः राजन् शब्दः प्रथमा विभक्तिः एकवचनं। तान् नाम तान् पुत्रान् शास्त्रविमुखान् शास्त्रविमुखान् आलोक्य, अत्र सन्धिः नास्ति, केवलं गुणिताक्षरमेव, आलोक्य दृष्ट्वा। शास्त्रविमुखः नाम यः शास्त्रमार्गे बोधितुं न शक्यते सः, one who cannot be taught, one who is not interested in the shastra, in the learning, he is called shastra vimukha. तान् दृष्ट्वा सचिवान् आहूय, मन्त्रिणः आहूय, आमन्त्र्य, he invited his ministers to discuss what should be done to improve their intellect. सचिवान् आहूय प्रोवाच, प्र उपसर्गसहित उवाच, उक्तवान् इति, अत्रापि लिट्लकारः प्रथमपुरुषः एकवचनम्, आहूय is ल्यबन्ताव्ययम्, सचिवान् सचिवः, सचिवान् is द्वितीय विभक्ति बहुवचनम्. He had many ministers and he called upon all of them to discuss about this issue. Bhoho, and he is addressing all the ministers. Tan ahuya vadati, bhoho mantrinaha, gyatam etad bhavatbhihi, bhavatbhihi etad gyatam, all of you, this is known, well known by you, that yat gyatam etat भवद्भिः, एतत् भवद्भिः, एतद् भवद्भिः जस्वसन्धिः भवति। यन्ममैते, यत् ममैते, मम एते, ममैते, अत्रापि वृद्धिसन्धिः अस्ति, ममैते। पुत्राः, एते पुत्राः शास्त्रविमुखाः, अत्र विसर्गलोपः। विवेकरहिताः च, विवेकरहिताः, विवेकं नाम विवेकः इत्युक्ते सत् असत् अथवा साधु असाधु इति विषयस्य निश्चयं यः कर्तुं शक्नोति समर्थः, सः विवेकः, अथवा सः अंशः विवेकः इत्युच्यते. The discriminating power to say this is right, this is wrong, that is called viveka. So he is telling his reason for worry, that all my three sons are very much dumb-witted or dull-witted, and they are not even having the power of discrimination to know what is right, what is wrong. एवं सः एतत् सूचयति. अग्रे किं वदति इति पश्यामः. तदेतान् पश्यतो मे महदपि राज्यं न सौख्यम् आवहति, यतः अजातमृतमूर्खेभ्यो मृदा जातौ सुतौ वरं, यतस्तौ स्वल्पदुःखाय यावज्जीवं जडो दहेत्. इदानीं सः एकं श्लोकमुक्त्वा तस्य मनोगतं सूचयति. एतान् पश्यतः, एतान् यदि अहं पश्यामि, पश्यतः मे, अत्र पश्यन् इति शत्रुप्रत्ययः, प्रेजेंट कंटिन्यूअस, seeing these children or seeing these sons, tad etan, pashyatah is present continuous, having seen or seeing them, me mama, shashti vibhakti hi ekavachanam, pashyatah is also shashti vibhakti ekavachanam. Mahadapi rajyam, I have a big rajya to take care of, I have all the power, I have everything that I need. महदपि राज्यं, राज्यं नपुंसकलिङ्गः, अतः महत् इत्यपि नपुंसकलिङ्गशब्दः. न सौख्यम् आवहति, it does not give me any kind of happiness. सुखं न जनयति, सुखस्य भावः सौख्यं, सौख्यं न आवहति, so it is not giving me any pleasure or happiness. यतः, he is quoting one beautiful shloka. He says, if at all we consider having children, then if I categorize them into three people, that I don't have a son, or who are not born, ajata, or who have already died, mrita, and if I consider murkha, if I see these three categories, then mrita jatau sutau varam, In that case, the sons or children who would have already died or who have not born at all are better in comparison to a murkha putra, because yatastau tau nama mridajatau sutau swalpaduhkaya, they probably generate some distress and uh, um, basically sadness, and the time it would be maybe for a small period of time that you would be undergoing that um, difficult phase of losing the son. But yavat jivam jado dahet, but the jadaha or the murkha will be always be generating some kind of sadness or worry in you throughout your life. Yavat jivam jadaha dahet. So that is the gist of this shloka. We will see again the padacheda, etc. Ajata mrita murkebhyaha mrita jatau sutau varam yataha tau swalpaduhkaya yavat jivam jadaha dahet. And the Anvaya is also in the similar order. Ajata mrita murkhebhyaha mrita jatau sutau varam yataha tau swalpaduhkaya jadaha yavat jivam dahet. Param, you can also add a word like, I mean, adhyahara, like, I mean, understood, which is param. That means to say, but um, jadaha, or in contrast, jadaha yavat jivam dahet. Let's see the Anvayartha. Ajata mrita murkhebhyaha ajata putraha nama divangataha putraha agnyaha is agnyaha putraha. Sorry, ajata putraha, one who has not born. Divangataha putraha, that is mritaha putraha. Murkhaha is agyaha putraha. Etesham madhye etebhyaha mrita jatau sutau varam mritaha mritaputrascha ajataputrascha उत्तमः अथवा श्रेष्ठौ इति वक्तुं शक्यते वरं यतः because mrita jatau, they both generate a little bit of distress or sorrow, lead to transient sorrow or short term sorrow. Kshanika duhkaya jadaha murkhaha putraha ajivana paryantam dahet. So he will be always, um, we will be worrying about him throughout. So atra murkhaha dirgha is there. Kshamyatam for the typo. Dahet, dahanam kuryat. अजातपुत्रः दिवङ्गतः पुत्रः अज्ञः पुत्रः एतेषां मध्ये मृतपुत्रः अजातपुत्रः च उत्तमः यतः मृताजातौ क्षणिकदुःखाय भवतः मूर्खः पुत्रः तु आजीवनं दुःखं दद्यात् आजीवनं दुःखं ददाति इति अत्र अर्थः अजातमृतमूर्खेभ्यः अकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः पञ्चमी विभक्तिः बहुवचनं मृताजातौ द्विवचनं भवति सुतौ अत्रापि प्रथमा विभक्तिः द्विवचनं वरं यतः इति अव्ययं भवति तौ दकारान्तः पुल्लिङ्गः तद् शब्दः तस्य प्रथमा विभक्तिः द्विवचनं स्वल्पदुःखाय चतुर्थी विभक्तिः यावत् अव्ययं भवति यावत् नाम आजीवनपर्यन्तम् इति यावत् जीवं जडः इति अकारान्तः दहेत् दह भस्मीकरणे नाम it is like the tapa, they generate the tapa and difficulty throughout the life. एवम् उक्त्वा सः अग्रे इतोपि वदति, पश्यामः किं वदति इति। तदेतेषां यथा बुद्धिविकासो भवति तथा कोऽप्युपायोऽनुष्ठीयताम् अत्र च मद्दत्तां वृत्तिं भुञ्जानानां पण्डितानां पञ्चशती वर्तते ततो यथा मम मनोरथाः सिद्धिं यान्ति तथानुष्ठीयताम् इति। तत्रैकोमात्यः प्रोवाच देव 12 व्याकरणशास्त्रं काव्यनाटकादीनि च ततो धर्मशास्त्राणि मन्वादीनि ततोऽर्थशास्त्राणि चाणक्यादीनि ततः कामशास्त्राणि वात्स्यायनादीनि च अध्येतव्यानि. इदानीं राजा वदति तदेतेषाम् एतेषाम् इत्यनेन पुनः मम पुत्राणाम् इति त्रयः पुत्रः अमरशक्तेः तेषां पुत्राणां यथा एतेषाम् इति षष्टिविभक्तिः बहुवचनं मम पुत्राणाम् इति यथा बुद्धिविकासो भवति तथा यथा तथा however we can you can maybe train them or make them intelligent in that way yatha tatha buddhivikasah buddhehe vikasah so that their intellect is developed or even they obtain the jnana बुद्धिविकासः भवति उकारादेश विसर्ग संधि भवति तथा कोऽपि कः अपि उपायः अनुष्ठीयताम्. So here again visarga sandhi ukaradesha visarga sandhi kopi upayah atra yand sandhi upayah anushtiyatam is again visarga sandhi and followed by purvarupa sandhi. Anushtiyatam anushtanam kurvantu. So this is in the passive voice saying that something has to be done by you all. You have to kind of do something. Anushtiyatam is lotlakara. Lotlakara prathama purusha ekavachanam because it is there in the passive voice. Bhavadbhihi kimapi karaniyam iti. Now he is taking a step and authoritatively saying, Atra cha, here in this palace, in this my Sabha, Atra cha, maddattam vrittim bhunjananam. Maddattam nama maya dattam iti. Whatever is being given, or I am basically taking care of so many vidwans here in my Sabha. Panditanam panchashati vartate. Panchashati nama 500 plus panditas are there in my Sabha. Panchashati vartate. It's not just panchashat. Panchashat is 50. Panchashati is like the number of panditas who are probably earning a living in my Sabha or in my Desha is also crossing 500. Basically, that's what he's claiming and saying that Panchashati vartate. Tataha yatha mama manorathaha siddhim yanti. And thus, what I expect is yatha mama manorathaha siddhim yanti. However, my manorathaha, my desires would be fulfilled. So, what is my prime desire here? My prime desire is that my sons would become intelligent. They can take over the Rajya and do the ruling or let them take care of the Rajya. So I will be relieved from this. So that is his manoratha. Tato yatha mama manorathaha. Manorathaha is again bahuvachanam. Prathama vibhakti bahuvachanam. Manorathaha siddhim yanti. Siddhim nama will be accomplished. Siddhim yanti. Yanti ya prapane dhatu. How I can accomplish all my desires. Tatha anushtiyatam. Please do something like that. Please do something that can fulfill my desires. Tatha anushtiyatam savarnadirgha sandhi iti. Iti saha raja vadati. Tatra ekaha amatyah vruddhi sandhi and then visarga sandhi. Amatyah provacha pro upasarga sahita brewing viktayam vachi लिट्लकारः भवति उवाच इति हे देव हे राजन् द्वादशभिर्वर्षैः out in 12 years द्वादशभिः वर्षैः so in 12 years वर्षैः तृतीयविभक्तिः बहुवचनं what should you teach them व्याकरणशास्त्रं काव्यनाटकादीनि च teach them व्याकरणशास्त्रं and काव्यनाटकादीनि kavyas and the natakas. That is Padya, Gadya, Champu, Ityadi Kavyani, Natakadini, Sarvani, पाठयतु. Anantaram tataha, after that, so dvadashabhirvarshaihi etat sarvam shastram kavyam kavyashastram pathayatu ityuktva tataha anantaram dharmashastrani. After 12 years, then the dharmashastrani manvadini dharmashastrani manvadini ityanena manusmriti parasharasmriti ityadi dharmashastrani. Tataha, after that, Arthashastrani Chanakyadini. Chanakya is the propagator of the Arthashastra, so Arthashastra of Chanakya and others similar to that. And then Tataha, after that, Kamashastrani Vatsyayanadini. Vatsyayana, who composed the Kamashastra, should teach them about that. Cha Adhyetavyani. Adhyetavyani, by this, it means to say these have to be taught to them, taught to your sons. Evam सः अमात्यः कश्चन अमात्यः एवं वदति. He is giving a very big plan, a training plan for more than 15 to 20 years. So 12 years of Vyakana Shastra, Kavya Shastra, Kavya and Natakadini, Sahitya Shastra in summary. Then the Dharma Shastra, then Artha Shastra, then the Kama Shastra, etc. So what he's trying to say is Dharmartha Kama Moksha. So of all these, you have to teach them all bits and pieces from each of these shastras so that they will be well equipped and will become knowledgeable. So this is one of the suggestion given by one amatya. One amatyaha means minister, one sachiva or one mantri. So maddattam vrittim bhunjananam. So here he's saying mama rajye there are so many panditas. Maddattam vrittim. Vrittim nama, by taking the salary. That's what he's trying to put it across. I have employed 500 plus scholars, and if you are unable to help me fulfill my desires, so how would it be? So he's trying to put that as that. So maddattam vrittim bhunjananam. Bhunjananam means one who is basically enjoying or rejoicing the status that has been given by me, the status or the salary, whatever we can think. Vrittim is basically Jivana Vrittim. So they are able to make their life, make their living in this Raja, in this Raja's Sabha. So that's what he's trying to say. Maddattam Maya Dattam iti. So Vritti is a stealing Shabda, and hence Maddattam is following it. It's a Visheshana to Vritti. Maddattam Vrittim Bhunjananam evam bhavati. अस्तु अग्रे किं भवति सः एव सः सचिवः वदति कृते चैवं धर्मार्थकामशास्त्रेषु सुनिष्णातो भवेदिति अथ तन्मध्यतः सुमतिर्नामापरः सचिवः प्राह प्रभो अशाश्वतोऽयं जीवितव्यविषयः प्रभूतकालज्ञेयानि शास्त्राणि तत्सङ्क्षेपमात्रं सर्वशास्त्रसारं किञ्चिदेतेषां प्रबोधनार्थं विचिन्त्यताम् इति अथ स पुनरेवाह भोः राजन् अत्रास्ति विष्णुशर्मा नाम भूसुरः स च सकलशास्त्रपारङ्गतः छात्रसमूहे लब्धकीर्तिश्च. So the first minister continues to say krite chaivam krite cha evam krite. If you at all make them study all these shastras and other things, dharmartha kama shastreshu, in all these three shastras, dharma, artha and kama shastras, they um, your sons would become sunishnataha. Sunishnataha. Nishnataha means anyone who studies these in this way will become an expert, an exponent in these three shastras. Sunishnataha bhavediti. Prasiddhaha prakhyataha bhavet. Bhavet is vidhiling lakara. Definitely it's going to happen that they will become experts in this fields. Atha tanmadhyataha. So this is what he says. And then there's another minister after that. Atha then tanmadhyataha. Tanmadhyataha nama, among the other ministers and panditas who are sitting, सुमतिर्नाम अपरः सचिवः, तस्य नाम अत्र उल्लिखितं वर्तते। सुमतिः, सुमतिः नाम अपरः, his name is Sumati, and he, सः सचिवः प्राह, उक्तवान्, प्रभो अशाश्वतोऽयं जीवितव्यविषयः, अशाश्वतः अयम्, अयं जीवितव्यविषयः अशाश्वतः. This life is very uncertain, it is not permanent, it is very temporary. And then if you at all start studying any shastra in detail, it requires good lot of time to master over it. Prabhuta kalajneyani shastrani. Shastrani are prabhuta kalajneyani. Prabhutam nama adhikam iti. Bahu. Bahu kalajneyani. It requires ample amount of time to really study. Kalajneyani. Prabhuta kale jneyani. Like it requires so much time to study it. Jneyani shastrani is Pratama Bhakti Bahuvachanam, and it's a Visheshana, as I said already. Then he says, Tat Sankshepa Matram. Then we have to think of a way in which we employ some means where the summary or the gist of these Shastras is given to your children. Tat Sankshepa Matram Sarva Shastra Saram, Sarva Shastranam Saram. The summary in a nutshell, we have to give it. Kinchit etesham prabodhanartham vichintyatam iti. Prabodhanartham, to again to make them intelligent, to guide them. Vichintyatam. Please think of something. Please think of something in this direction. Vichintyatam is also karmani prayoga. Vichintyatam. So it is again pratama purusha ekavachanam. Vichintyatam iti. Atha. So punarevaha. So he still continues that this is a solution he's trying to give, he's trying to propose, and he is also knowing a person who can do this. So saha punaha eva aha. He again spoke further, said, Bhoho Rajan, he Raja, atra asti, Vishnu Sharma nama, Bhusuraha nama Vipraha Brahmanaha Panditaha, Tasya nama Vishnu Sharma iti. Vishnu Sharman, basically Nakarantaha Pullingaha, and hence the first form is like Atma Raja Vata, Vishnu Sharma Nama Bhusuraha. Remember the names that are given here. One is Sumati. Sumati is the name of the Sachiva who recommended or who suggested that we should think of a way in which we can teach them the summary of all the Shastras, because in-depth Shastra Adhyayana is time consuming. And then he introduces Vishnu Sharma and explains or tells about his caliber. He says, Sacha Sakala Shastra Parangataha. He is a well-versed exponent in all the Shastras. Sakala Shastra Parangataha. Chhatra Samohe Labdha Kirtischa. And in the student community, he is very, very famous. Labdha Kirtihi Nama Prasiddhaha. Very famous amongst the students because he has such a beautiful way of teaching that every student likes, and whoever studies under him will definitely become a scholar. So Chhatra Samuhe Saptami Bhaktihi Ekavachanam Labdha Kirtihi cha atra Sakaradeshaha Visargasandhihi. Labdha Kirtihi is one who has obtained that fame. Uh, Labdha Kirtihi Yena, by whom a fame is acquired. So it is a Bahuvrihi compound. This is referring to Vishnu Sharma. So Labdha Kirtishcha. Okay, let us see now if there are any questions so far, and then let us continue further. So you may please raise your hands in case if you have any questions. I will unmute you and you can ask. Also, you can write it in the chat box as well. So Shastra Vimukha means one who is turning away from the Shastra. Mukha, Sammukha means or having in that direction. Vimukha is the opposite of it, that who is away from the Shastra. So even though you're trying to teach, they are not receptive of that learning. So that is what is Shastra Vimukha. मद्दत्तां वृत्तिं भुञ्जानाः पण्डिताः वर्तन्ते सम्यक् किमर्थं षष्ठी विभक्तिः षष्ठी विभक्तिः कुत्र अस्ति भुञ्जानाः ha so in that previous statement, okay, let me read that. And there is a peculiarity in this. It is not that saying that maddattam vrittim bhunjananam pandita maddattaha um, maddattam vrittim bhunjanaha panditaha santi, that is correct. But bhunjananam panditanam, if I want to see how many panditas are there, the samuha, so here the um, intent is to say it is 500 is a group of 500. The group of 500 pandits are being honored or being um, employed by me. So that is the meaning here, and hence it is shashti vibhakti being used. Bhunjananam panditanam is shashti vibhakti bahuvachanam. So hope that clarifies that question that came in the chat box. Okay, bhusuraha is bhumau suravat astiti bhusuraha, that is like who is living like a god in on the earth. That is the meaning of bhusura, which basically based on amara it translates to, or the synonyms are dvijaha or brahmanaha. Okay, so these were the questions in the chat box, and I don't see any one raising the hand, so hope it's clear so far. Let's proceed further. Then again, Sumati continues to speak and says, Tasmai samarpayat vetan. So Tasmai Chaturthi Bhakti Ekavachanam Vishnu Sharmane. So here is Vishnu Sharma. Please hand over or basically delegate this task to Vishnu Sharma. Hand over your sons to him, and he will definitely make them intelligent. Samarpayatu etan. Etan putran samarpayatu. Tasmai Nama. Give give this task to Vishnu Sharma and send across your children to him. Sa noonam drak prabuddhan karishyatiti. Saha, again, we know the visarga lopa whenever we use saha and esha. Noonam nama avashyam, definitely. Drak ityanena shikram iti, or kinchit shikram athava kanchit kale eva. Drak prabuddhan karishyati. Prabuddhan, he will make them wise. Karishyati iti savana dirgha sandhi. Karishyati is again litlakaraha in future. He will definitely make them intelligent. Tataha Raja Vishnu Sharmanam Ahuya Provacha. Then Tataha, again Visarga Ukaradesha Sandhi. Raja Vishnu Sharmanam Ahuya, having called Vishnu Sharma, Provacha, Pra Upasarga Sahita Uvacha, again he told Litlakara, Ho Bhagavan, Mad Anugrahartham Etan Arthashastram Prati Drak Yatha Ananya Sadushan Vidadhasi Tatha Kuru. Tadaham Tvam Prabhuta Dhanena Yojayishyami. अथ विष्णु शर्मा तम राजानमूचे महाराज श्रूयतां मे तथ्यवचनम नाहम विद्या विक्रयम करोमि. So now he is persuading Vishnu Sharma to teach these children, teach his sons who are kind of dull-witted, and he says this would be the greatest favor that you would ever do to me, that if you can teach them this Arthashastra in a very short duration and make them intelligent, then I will give you any amount of money. Basically, Prabhuta Dhanena. Prabhuta Dhanena means so much of, I will give you tons of money, or that's what he's trying to say. Prabhuta Dhanena Yojayishyami. I will give you any amount of money that you ask for. So let's see, understand the words. Bho Bhagavan. Bhagavan is Bhagavat Shabda, Sambodhana Prathama Bhakti. He is saying, O Vidvan, Madanugrahartham, Mama Anugrahartham, Madanugrahartham, to for my favor, or in favor, like when what can you do for me? That's what he's trying to say. Madanugrahartham, etan putran arthashastram prati drak yatha ananya sadrishan. Ananya sadrishan nama, they should be the exponents or experts in this field. Ananyaha, there should be no one else who would have probably well versed in that field like that. Ananya sadrishan vidadhasi. Can you make them um, experts in the Nyaya Shastra, Artha Shastra? Tatha kuru, vidadhasi tatha kuru. However, whatever you can do, kindly do it in that way, so that that would be the greatest favor that you can do it to me. So that is what the Raja is telling Vishnu Sharma. Tatha kuru. Kuru is Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam. Tada aham tvam Vijaya Bhakti Ekavachanam. Prabhuta Dhanena, with so much of money, I will um, basically felicitate you, or even remunerate. The remuneration that I will be going to give will be very a big amount of money that I'm going to give you. Yojayishyami. I will then give you so much money. So it is again Litlakara Uttama Purusha Ekavachan, because Raja is saying Aham Karishyami, Aham Yojayishyami. Atha, then Vishnu Sharma speaks. Vishnu Sharma tam Rajanam Uche. Uche is also another way of using Uvacha. That is, he told himiti Uche Uchatuhu Uchire. So basically, Uche is the Atmanepadi Rupa of Bruvyaktayam Vachi Dhatu. Hey Maharaja, Shuyatam me Tathyavachanam. Please listen. Shuyatam. Again, listen to me. Okay, so that's what he's saying. Shuyatam. Tvaya Shuyatam. So it's again in the passive voice. Please be so kind to listen to my words. Shuyatam me Tathyavachanam. Tathyavachanam nama Satyavachanam. One which may be Satyam ityanena. It is a bit uh, bitter, or a bitter truth. That is, I am not the person who will be persuaded by if you offer some money. So that's what he's trying to say. Tathyavachanam shunu, satyam shunu. Naham vidya vikrayam karomi. I am not selling my vidya here. Vidya vikrayam. Vikrayam nama to sell. Vidyayaha vikrayaha, vidya vikrayaha. Tam na karomi. I don't sell this vidya. So don't say that you're giving me so much money and other things. So that's what he's trying to say in this statement. Okay, there's a question. Yojaishyami means what? Yojaishyami means I will then give you so much money. That is the meaning. Yojayati means to associate. I will associate with you so much of money. That's what he's trying to say. I will offer it as fees to you or whatever. Then um, he continues, Vishnu Sharma continues, Punaretam stava putran masashatkena yadi niti shastragyan na karomi tataha swanamatyagam karomi. So he's then taking an oath and taking an oath and says, Punaha etam stava. Can anyone remember which sandhi this is? Or how do we split this? You can put your answers in the chat box. In the meantime, I'll not tell the sandhi at the moment, but I will tell a little later once I see at least few people trying to attempt it. Punar etam stava putran. Etam stava putran. Putran is Dvitiya Bhakti Bahuvachanam. Masa Shatkena. Masa Shatkena nama, in a span of 6 months. Masa Shatkena. षण्मासेषु इति वक्तुं शक्यते षट्केन यदि नीतिशास्त्रज्ञान न करोमि. Again here also नीतिशास्त्रज्ञान न करोमि, there is no sandhi. It is directly just नीतिशास्त्रज्ञान na. karomi. Tataha, then Swanamatyagam karomi. I will just give away my name. Whatever fame and name I have acquired so long, I will just give it up. So this is the pratigya or the vow that he's making. Okay, let us see. There are a few students who have answered for the sandhi. Some people have said yes, it is. Um, so basically, sattva sandhi is what people have said. Etan tava, that is also right. Yes, and some people have also given the sandhi name, and then let us see. There are two sandhis here. Yes, one is punaha etan, punaha etan. There is repadesha. Etam stava, etan tava. So both the sandhis are there, and most of you have, whoever answered it right. So please practice the sandhi in this way. Whenever you read any paragraph, try to see what sandhi it is. So then it'll be easier, and you will be able to um, learn that well. Yeah. Okay. So that is good. So etan stava putran masa shatkena. Then that is nice. Um, Swanamat karomi. I will just give away my name. Kim bahuna shruyatam mamaisha simhanadaha. What more do you need? Shruyatam, again listen. Mamaisha, mama esha, eshaha simhanadaha. Again, esha is used, so visargalopa. Simhanada. Simhanada is the saying that I'm telling out of confidence. Basically, that is what is simhanada. Naham arthalipsur bravimi. I am not speaking with the greed towards the money, or with because I'm looking forward to receive more money from you. Naham, na aham arthalipsuhu. Arthalipsuhu, one who is uh, very much attached, is lipsa, lipsuhu, arthalipsuhu pravimi. I don't speak out of the intention to gain money. Mama ashiti varshasya vyavritta sarvendriyarthasya na kinchid arthena prayojanam. So he is now saying, I'm already 80 years old. Ashiti varshasya, among out in these 80 years, vyavritta sarvendriyarthasya, I have probably enjoyed everything. I have earned a lot, and everything is done. And there is nothing else that would really that I'm really wanting to do, or I don't have anything that I should gain more money to do something, because I have already um, very much accomplished and seasoned vidwan or a scholar in this field. That's what he's trying to say. Vyavritta sarvendriyarthasya. Sarvendriyarthasya artha, by the word artha, means um, there is nothing left in out in my 80 years. I have seen it all. So any money or anything doesn't really motivate me to do anything, because I'm not looking forward for it. So na kinchid arthena prayojanam. So there's no use of money. So that's what he's trying to say. Kintu tvat prarthana siddhyartham. But all that I would do is to just help you out to ensure your manoratha is fulfilled. Tvat prarthana, tvat prarthana is basically tava prarthana siddhyartham, to accomplish your desire. Saraswati vinodam karishyami. Saraswati vinodam karishyami nama uttamaritya tava putran bodhayami. So I will teach your sons through madhura kathaha, etc., like through beautiful stories and so on. So that is what I will do. Saraswati vinodam karishyami. Saraswatya vinodam, Saraswatyaha vinodam. Kathanakadini athava charchaya manoranjanam. I will bless your kids or bless your children with the right knowledge through stories and other means that I have employed. So that is what he's trying to tell um, the Raja. So kintu tatvat prarthana siddhyartham. So all that he's saying in this paragraph is that I have got nothing to do with any money, because out of 80 years of my life, I have seen it all. and I don't have to do this task at all. But just because I like to fulfill your desires, I will teach your sons, teach your children. So that is what Vishnu Sharma is making a bold statement and saying that. So that is what is Simhanada. What happens, how he teaches further, etc. We shall see it in the upcoming class. So now I'll again open up for question and answers. So please feel free to unmute, or raise your hand, and I will provide the chance to ask you questions. Yeah, if you have put, I'm not greedy for money. I have no desire um, enough for me. Yeah, that is right. So I'm not vyavritta sarvendriyarthasya. Vyavritta ityanena, I have obtained everything in my 80 years of life. So there's no real reason that I have to work or do something for money. So that's what he's trying to say. So he's trying to um, give Raja that confidence that he is not like maybe other pandits or vidwans who in the past would have taken so much money from Raja, but their teaching was probably little ineffective on these on the sons of the Raja. So that's what he's trying to say, and then he says, whatever I will do the best. So okay, so with that, let's open up for question and answers. Nalini Bhagini, please ask your question.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
That last sentence,
Okay. Yeah, sure. I didn't read that. Yes. Tallikhyatam adyatano divasaha. So since you're unmuted as well, can you try which sandhi here?
Tat likhyatam.
Very good. Tat likhyatam is the sandhi. Which sandhi?
What is that? Tat likhyatam. Lakaram is coming, no?
Yes, that is, yes. Lakara is coming. It's tata likhyatam, tal likhyatam, parasavarna sandhi.
Parasavarni,
Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, tallikhyatam adyatano divasaha. Tallikhyatam, again, you write down today's date. That's what he's saying. Because he said in 6 months I will make them scholars in the Niti Shastra. So Masa Shatkena. So in 6 months. So and hence note down today's date. So he's very confident in saying in 6 months, if I am unable to make your sons knowledgeable, then I will give my name away. So that's what he's trying to say.
So, one more.
Yeah.
That Saraswati Vinodam. Saraswatya Vinodam. What is that meaning? Kada?
Kathanakam nama stories. Through stories, charchaya, manoranjanam. So I will.
Kathanakari means stories.
Stories. Yeah. Kathanaka is basically story. Okay. Like anecdotes, stories, and something narratives. You can understand that way. Yeah. That is good. Dhanyawadaha. Then Gopal Krishna Mahodaya, you can ask your question.
Ram. Atra काव्य नाटकादीनि ततो धर्म मन्वादीनि
correct,
चाणक्यादीनि वात्स्यायनादीनि, like that.
Correct.
It's a writing style or any
So what that means is dharmashastrani manvadini. Manvadini nama, the dharmashastras that has been propagated by Manu and others. Manvadini, Manu Adini. So like Manusmriti, Parashara Smriti, Narada Smriti, there are so many Smritis, for example. So he's saying Dharmashastras propagated by various scholars. So that's how it is. Same way, Arthashastrani Chanakyadini. Chanakya and others also. There are other scholars who have also propagated Arthashastra, but of course, Chanakya's Arthashastra is very famous. And then Tataha Kamashastrani Vatsyayanadini. Vatsyayana and others have propagated Kamashastra. So all that. So that's what Adini means, this and others, or which are being propagated by other people. That's what it means.
Dhanyawad.
Sure. Dhanyawadaha. We'll go ahead with one more question. Subbalakshmi Bhagini, you can ask your question.
नमस्कारः आचार्य, राम राम राम।
Namaste.
तत्र पञ्चशती इत्यस्य विषये पुनः एकवारं कृपया वदति वा?
हा, Panchashati इत्यनेन Panchashataatmika ityarthah. So one any group or anything, for example, if you say Panchashati means 500, it's a group of 500 or something, or whatever is in the count of 500, that is called Panchashati. So similar to you would have heard of a famous grantha Durga Saptashati. Saptashati means Sapta Shata Shlokaha अस्मिन्
समाहारः।
वर्तते इति तस्य समाहारः इति वक्तुं शक्यते। पञ्चशतानां समाहारः पञ्चशती इति वक्तुं शक्यते। So it's a dvigu, you can take it as a dvigu samasa, and yeah, it's a collection of 500. That's the meaning of
500।
this. Yes.
पुनः महोदय, तत्र मम चाट् डिसेबल्ड् अस्ति महोदय। अहं महेश्वरी भगिन्यामपि एकवारम् उक्तवती।
Astu. But one thing is, individually we cannot disable chat for some people. I'm not sure. Please ensure that you are on the latest version of the Zoom app, and you should be able to chat. So that is what I understand. Because you cannot send the chat to the entire group, but only to the host or co-host. So I think that is what is there. So I will see if we can enable the chat for everyone. Because I don't see that settings here. So maybe it has to be done before the class starts or so. Let me look into it and see what can be done. Astu. Dhanyawadaha. Okay. So with that, we will probably stop today's session. So two announcements. I will just make the announcement. I think all of you would have already known about the Sandhi test. I think there was already an announcement related to the Sandhi test. So it would be opening up today by around 10 a.m. IST. You will be able to access the test. So one important thing is this is one is time bound. That is, it would be there once you start the test. You will have to complete it before 90 minutes. So 1.5 hours would be the time. But you can attempt any number of times. There is no final submission kind of a thing. Like you can attempt, you can see how you have scored, again practice back, and then attempt it again. You can reattempt it and so on. And then this will be available on the course page even later. So once it is open today, it'll be available till the end of the course. So there's no time bound restriction that you have to complete the test before certain due date, etc. So practice well related to the Sandhi, the concepts, and then you can take up the Sandhi test. So you can attempt any number of times, and you can attempt the test will be available, or the assessment will be available till the end of the course as well. So that is one announcement we just wanted to make. And there is also a doubt clarification session, a dedicated doubt clarification session that is being planned for this Saturday. So please come prepared with the questions for all the lessons that we have done so far. We would be discussing that. It'll be more oral, and like when you can ask the questions. We would be probably doing like say two lessons together or something like that. So please note down all the questions that you have from the beginning of the course until now, or until next class. So whatever we would have covered, any questions, please be prepared with the questions. So two things, like a request from our side is ensure that the questions are precise, directly related to the content of the course that we have done, not deviating, so that everyone's time is respected and is well utilized. And if the question is already asked by another student, so you can probably discard that and ask the remaining questions or doubts that you may have. So please come prepared for the doubt clarification session. Please ensure that you note down those questions. And in case if you feel to write it through an email and send it upfront, that is also good. You can specifically say questions for doubt clarification and put across your questions and send it through the email. So we can start with those questions initially so that it's easier. So it is planned in a better way and we can utilize that time very well. So these are the two announcements which I wanted to make. And if there are any further questions, please do write an email. With that, we shall conclude today's class. पुनः शुक्रवासरे एतस्य पाठस्य अनुवर्तनं कुर्मः. We will be able to complete the lesson in next class. Yes, the session on doubt clarification also will be recorded. So I think those were the comments in the chat. धन्यवादाः सर्वेभ्यः. राम राम राम.